Issue 10 of Spawn. This issue is written by Dave Sim, and I don't know much about him except that he wrote Cerebus. We'll get into that in a minute, and he's Canadian, which is cool. Todd McFarlane and Dave Sim are both Canadian. That's awesome. Yeah, this issue was wild. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a crazy issue. Um, so Spawn is dead, right? Because in the previous issue, in issue 9, Angela kills him, or he disappears somehow. And throughout the entire book, we get this like fake Spawn, because he's saying I am Spawn, I am not Spawn, I am Spawn, I am not Spawn. That goes throughout the entire book. So is this Spawn stuff? I'm obviously it's some sort of dream state because this isn't real, because it's in his mind or he's hallucinating or something not real is happening, because this issue was a bit confusing. So he's just kind of walking around and he finds all these like tied up people in like masks and stuff, and he finds out that these are comic book creators who sold their characters. Which characters are you talking about? Well, we find out in what I truly think is the most insane, balls to the walls, craziest, just just impressive and risky comic panel I've ever seen. Like I knew about this, like I knew about the hands and the gates type thing, but I kind of didn't want to see it. I kind of wanted to surprise myself. I didn't want to look at it too carefully, but I knew some people who were in it, but just looking at it in the context of the story, it's crazy. Just on every level, the fact that McFarlane got away with this, and like it's insane. Yes, like everyone is in this. Every big major superhero is in this, and I guess it makes sense why this is in his mind, because obviously it would make absolutely no sense if in reality these characters are somehow jailed away. No, this obviously is happening in his mind, which makes sense. But it's actually insane. I genuinely think this is like the most, like this is just one of the craziest panels in comic book history. This definitely is, and it doesn't stop there. We have the Superman, and I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan how McFarlane draws Superman, because I think he's unintentionally making him look somewhat evil in this. Like that's evil. That's evil Superman. Like the way he's smiling, the way he's looking, all the blacks. Like it's I don't know, and the way he's saying in a calm voice. That's how he's describing what Superman's saying. But the way how Superman looks does not look like he's talking in a calm voice. But I like what it says. It says, "A lone voice filled with hope and with great caring, strong and noble, the voice who came first," which is like that's pretty cool. And now Superman is like telling Spawn that his powers are yours. Like I'm giving my powers to you, Spawn. And like Superman's powers, it didn't work on Spawn. Like Spawn still is trapped or something. And you see, I like this shot much better of Superman when he says Doomsday, which I think Death of Superman happened around the same time. I don't know if it happened before or after, but I think it must have been after if he's saying Doomsday, right? And then the comic goes to black and white, and we get Cerebus. And Cerebus is like a guide to Spawn. Again, I don't know anything about Cerebus. I know he's like, I think he's one of the longest running comic series. I don't know anything about Cerebus. I've never read a Cerebus comic. I'm definitely interested in it. It looks like Felix is a very fascinating character. He seems to always be talking in the third person too. Um, and then Cerebus brings Spawn home, and he meets his daughter, but I don't know. Something looks a bit fishy about his daughter. I saw some people saying that this is meant to be Todd McFarlane's daughter, like in real life, which makes a lot of sense. Um, yeah, and Cerebus vanishes away, and Todd McFarlane's alone with his daughter at his house. So, I'll be honest. I don't understand a thing with this comic book. This one didn't make much sense at all. I really don't know what McFarlane was meant when he has all the superheroes in the cages and the creators are tied up. Yeah, just overall, I don't still understand exactly where he is or what he's doing. He's in some sort of dream state, seeing all these superheroes and their creators. Then he sees Cerebus and he meets his daughter in real life. This is a very like a meta comic, I guess. Um, yeah, but just what I'm taking away from this is obviously this right here. That's it's insane. It's actually insane. Um, and seeing Superman in an Image comic, like obviously there's been DC and Marvel crossovers, but is this the only comic ever to have a DC, Marvel, and Image crossover? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Um, yeah, I want to give this like a. I'm gonna give this 8.5 out of 10, literally just for this panel, literally just this panel. Because without this panel, without seeing Superman, definitely get a lower score. Um, I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. Uh, yeah, no clue, no idea what's going on. Yeah, all right.